Okay, there we go.
I was like, who are you laughing with? Good. Good morning, JoCo. I'm Tiffany Carlin with Nona Reed here on JoCo Vibes. It is a balmy, is that the right word? Tuesday morning. Man, it's thick out there.
Yes.
This is going to be it's going to be I don't know. You want to say every day is a beautiful day no matter what, but it is
Well,
thick and sticky.
and it said it was going to be like 94 degrees today. So it's going to be one of those hot and sticky. My hair's already going to be up in a ponytail, I can tell.
Right? And that's the case for most people. So it's Tuesday morning here in Johnson County.
Excuse me.
And I think everybody's still kind of recovering and bouncing off of the elections from this past weekend. So should we recap that just a little bit? And first of all, say congratulations to the city of Burleson for passing Prop 1. Is it 1 and 2 or was it A and B? I can't remember.
A and B.
A and B. So both passed, right?
Shoot. I think I'm almost positive for A and B. Yes, they both passed.
They both passed. Congratulations to taxpayers across Texas because Prop 1 and 2 passed to lower our property taxes. So I think everybody will be excited to see, probably more excited to see that actually go into fruition, right?
Right.
And we had some heated city council and school board races here in Johnson County. Congratulations to the incumbents that won. Congratulations to those that are new to city council and the school boards.
Right.
Amber.
Yes, Amber from Venus did get on the board.
So congratulations to her.
Amber Dabby.
Did you say what'd you say about Gabby?
No, I think her last name was Amber Dabby.
Oh yes, Gabby. Yes, sorry. I was like, what? Gabby? I don't remember someone running by the name of Gabby. I forget things, but I was like, that's a totally new name that you're throwing out there at me.
I try to do that.
Can you remember off the top of your head any other specific candidates that?
No, I know some of the candidates that did come on that were new candidates, did not, they were still beat out by the incumbent. But I will say, I feel like Cleburne has missed out on a great opportunity. We had an Hispanic candidate and she would have been great on the board. She's so full of great knowledge. And I'm really sad for that situation because I really feel like Cleburne is missing out there. So maybe next year.
I did chat with her yesterday, and she has such a great attitude for someone who didn't win, and she said that, she goes, I'm so grateful. She goes, I came in second, but I learned, she learned so much, she said, and it was such a great experience. And we talked privately, she's going to run again, so there's going to be an open seat for the Cleburne school board next year, and she's gonna run again.
Good for her.
So, which I think is a really good sign that sometimes when people lose, they get discouraged.
Yes.
And they don't try again. And in her case, she's just kind of excited and pumped up for the next race.
Right.
So that's how badly she wants to serve.
And she's learned a lot through this process. I learned a lot through the process. But if you live in the Cleburne area, definitely get to know Ginger and get to know what her values are and just get to have one-on-one talks with her. Because like I said, she is just has a wealth of knowledge, and I really would have liked to seen. I know Cleburne is really big on their Hispanic population, and um, the chamber does a lot of great things there, and it would have been nice to see her be able to get on the board and
Absolutely.
you know,
Well, and
be able to bring that
I think it's
diversity there.
I think it's important to preface the fact that you brought up that she was Hispanic for the purpose that that is one thing that people have complained about that is lacking on
Correct.
Cleburne School Board is there's no diversity.
Mm-hmm.
And some people might think that that's, an old school kind of thing, but it's not. You have to have all people represented, and right now they're not. With
Correct.
that population of Hispanics comes parents who do not speak English.
Right.
And you've got to have someone who can really listen to them and talk to them about their concerns, understand them, cultural differences. There's so many layers to that, and it's really important. So I hope that people will consider that when they're going back to the polls for school board for Cleburne next May.
Right.
So
yeah.
So congratulations to everyone. And even to those that didn't win, because I think people really put their heart and souls into this. And in fact, we've got someone joining us in the next half hour.
Right.
Georgia Whitehead to discuss the Joshua ISD school bond not passing.
Right.
And so we're going to kind of recap that with her and get a feel from her as to what, I want to know what people are saying about the fact that it didn't pass.
Mm-hmm.
What are the next steps, for these needs, for Joshua's school district.
Right.
Where do they go now?
And
safety was a concern, and that was part of
right.
It was part of that bond,
Mm-hmm.
was to fix some of those problems. So I'm just looking forward to talking to her about that. I've got some questions. So
good.
Happy Mother's Day.
Yes, happy Mother's Day to
all of the moms,
mommies.
grandmas, aunts, bonus moms out there. I hope you had an amazing Mother's Day, whether you were celebrated by your family or friends, or family and friends, or you celebrated yourself. I'd love to hear what everybody did. I like to hear when people, like when moms get out, like, there's the traditional, we get up on Mother's Day, the kids make breakfast in bed. That's usually like our tradition. But this year we were gone for the weekend and just kind of celebrated alone and had a break from mommyhood. And the couple that we were away with, and we were just in Dallas, that.
Yeah.
The couple, she said, in 20 years of being a parent, this is the one thing I've always wanted to do on Mother's Day, was to have a complete day to myself, a day where I didn't have kids around. And, although we appreciate them and like to be spoiled by them, that's kind of,
no, I understand.
Isn't that what Mommy's Day should be? Is a break?
Mommy's Day should be the day that mom gets total silence and gets to just reflect on herself, get to pamper herself, no hearing arguments or this, that, and the other. It really, that's what happens on Dad's Day, right? Because come on. So, we all need that little break, and it's so nice. And yes, I do love being with my kids, but it was funny because ours was a pretty relaxing day, and then my sister and I met mom, and the whole family. We all went to Joe's Crab Shack because mom loves her crab legs, and as soon as we got in the car, the 21-year-old and the 16-year-old were fighting. And I'm like, excuse me. First of all, we're not sitting with a 5 and a 2-year-old back there arguing. And I'm like, can you just drop me off right here, please? They stopped, but still, it's, sometimes it's just nice to, not having to listen to the bickering or, we all enjoy that. And there's not one mother that can't say she can't doesn't enjoy some peace and quiet every so often. We love our kids, but yes, there's got to be me time and pampering because we always give, give, and give. And so, uh, what? Oh, we lost her.
No, I'm right here.
Oh, okay. I was like, I got quiet.
I'm listening to you because I was going to say there is this amazing invention called earbuds, and
yes,
I have totally considered, sometimes you get up in the morning and just the positivity has been sucked out of the air already.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And not necessarily on purpose, it just happens.
All right.
My coach and trainer was talking about that on our Zoom call yesterday, that, there's 3 things that you need to put in check and see if you're feeling them. There's 3 H's that you should feel in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not, you need to, well, okay, I take the, you do want to feel all 3 things. Okay, you ready for this? There's
ready.
3 H's.
Yes.
Are you waking up feeling happy? Are you waking up hungry? And are you waking up horny?
And
yes,
you're supposed to, and you're supposed to be all 3? Oh, crap.
What's that?
You're supposed to be all 3?
All 3.
Oh.
Yep.
So what if you're not all 3? What are you supposed to do?
Okay, so here's the why behind that.
Uh-huh.
So the why behind that is, okay, first of all, you should wake up hungry because you just fasted.
That's true.
Okay, so you haven't eaten for 8 to 12 hours, and 12 hours is really the best. So that's your hungry. You should be waking up happy. If you're not waking up happy, it means a couple of things. One, you didn't go to sleep in the right mindset.
Right.
You went to bed, maybe you went to bed angry, maybe there were some unsettling thoughts, or you just didn't sleep well.
Right.
Or, you're immediately waking up feeling stressed out, which obviously means that you're not waking up happy. Stress is definitely not a happy feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And horny, waking up with the horny part. And again, people, we're adults, we get to talk about this stuff. And it's not a taboo subject, just like mental health. This is a part of this is a massive part of mental health.
Oh, it's huge.
So if you're not waking up horny, you should be checking your hormone levels. Right? So that's where that comes in, and why you want to have those horny feelings. It has to do with your hormones. And if you're not,
and what if
it's not a taboo thing, by the way.
And what if your doctor says your hormone levels are perfectly fine?
I suggest that you go see another doctor. And I'm not an expert. That's why I say go talk to another doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not the only one who's experienced that. Or like a doctor telling you that, oh no, everything's good. There's nothing wrong with you. One of my sisters was going through that. And I said, she said, you're right. I got to go see a different doctor. I'm not getting, it wasn't just about getting the results. She was kind of being ignored, right? She was being ignored. She was being kind of cast off by the doctor saying, there's nothing wrong with you, right? Your hormone levels should be at this level. Well, that's not necessarily true. We're 2 completely different people.
Right.
Oh, someone's calling me. I'm going to swipe them away because I forgot to put it on. Our guest is here. So anyway, so that's my suggestion. If you've got a doctor who isn't proactive in looking at your hormones from top to bottom, or wants to compare them to Jane Doe, who also comes in the office, is that fair enough to say that my hormone makeup should be the same as some other woman who doesn't weigh the same? We didn't come from the same DNA, and so you have to be proactive for yourself, on top of having a doctor who is going to be proactive to check them. So there's a trick, if you want to call it a trick, but something I did for my daughter that I had wished I had done when I was her age is I had her go in and get a full blood test done, so she has a full and complete baseline test of all of her hormones so that later in life she can look back and go, okay, this is what my testosterone was at, this is what my progesterone was at, this is what my thyroid was at, this is what my estrogen was at, this is I know where everything was at when I was 18 years old. And so at 21, your body's going to reset again, changes happen. So really, like every 7 years is your body resets, right? So including your nervous system, it all completely resets every 7 years. That's why they say like the taste bud thing, right?
Right.
And so I was saying, I don't know if you heard me, that how I did the baseline marker for Mackenzie. So she's got something to look back on, and her doctors have something to look back on.
Right.
Okay, this is what was going on with her when she was 18, and this is where all of her hormone levels were at. And so now at 21 or 28, all these different places, they can look back and go, okay,
yeah,
we see a pattern here, or this is where she should be, and her hormones are super low compared to where they were when she was 18.
Right.
Let's see what's going on so she can wake up horny. Not my daughter, just an adult woman. All right, we'll be right back after the break. Stick with us.
Abnormal realities.
I love my mom.
Yep. She sent me a message.
My mom did?
Yeah, Wednesday night. And she invited me over tomorrow night to watch Titanic and share a bowl of popcorn. And I accepted.
You did?
Yep.
That'd be fun.
And she calls it Chaps Only Night. Every Saturday night.
Look.
Miss Dixie,
Look,
how you doing? He said, it's my mom, bro. All right, it's my mom.
I want to hear the answer to the Titanic and popcorn. Go ahead, Mom. What's up?
Oh!
Hi, boys.
Hi,
I
Mom.
just wanted to ask Rocky if he wanted butter on that popcorn or not.
I would
my
rather
God.
have the butter somewhere else, but if popcorn's the only place I can have it, I'll take it.
Jeez,
Hey,
dude.
nobody says I can't roll around in it for a little bit.
All right, Mom.
That is my
Love you.
girl. I love you,
Mom.
Dixie.
Abnormal realities
Bye, Mom. Love you.
Dixie.
I love you too.
with Ron and Rocky. Weekdays, 4 p.m. and 10 p.m. on JoCo Community Radio.
Holy crap.
Hey, there's something you forgot to do. It sure is hot. Are you sweating like a dog? Wait, what? Dogs don't sweat. Oh no, you forgot to get your window tinted. Whether it's the kitchen window that sits in the sun for the hottest part of the day, or you just got new wheels, call Sharp Window Tinting in Burleson. 817-615-9379, or look them up on the web, sharpwindowtint.com.
Fast Track Student Loans can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop collection calls, and stop seizure of your tax refund. Give yourself a break. Stop the stress and get your student loan payments down to as little as $25 a month based on what you can afford to pay. 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395, 800-709-4395.
Welcome back to the second half of JoCo Vibes. I'm Tiffany Carlin with Nona Reed, and we've got a friend joining us. I'm going to introduce you to her here in just a moment. JoCo Community Radio is proud to be the voice of Johnson County, Texas, and is live 365 on the TuneIn Radio Network. To listen or watch, simply go to tuneinjoco.com to choose where and how. The JoCo Community Radio app is now available for free on Android and Apple devices. Simply search your store. We're excited about that. Check out our lineup and more on JoCoCommunityRadio.com. This episode and more brought to you by Patriot Claims, making your insurance work for you. Reach out to your local Texas sales rep, Nona Reed, at 844-TEX-HAIL. That's 844-839-4245. Get her in your corner before the next storm hits. And friends that we were with this weekend came across a T-shirt when they were shopping on Mother's Day after we headed back to Burleson. and they found a T-shirt that said, "It's Dallas," and it says "Hail yes," which is very befitting for but for who that is, because it's our major sponsor, Patriot Claims, and we just adore them, and we thank them for supporting Johnson County and supporting our little local radio station here in Burleson.
Yep.
So Georgia Brighthead is joining us here at the table again. Good morning, Georgia.
Hey, good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm
do you,
real good.
Do you feel excited after this weekend, or is it relief? I'm going to pull the mic to you a little bit closer.
Okay.
We like to hear your voice.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I'm just like one of those people. I'm always excited. So
You are always in a good mood.
I know. I pretty much am. I don't know. Ask my husband late at night, and he'll tell you different. But yeah. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited that the people's voices were heard, because there was a lot of people that felt like they had not been heard for a very, very long time. So I'm excited for them, for all of them. Yeah.
So, to be more specific on what we're talking about, because some people may be tuning in that don't know, or weren't paying attention, didn't vote. I don't want to say shame on you. I shame on you. However, shame on you if you were aware that there was elections going on and you didn't vote, which there are many people, because we look at the voter turnout. What was the voter turnout for Joshua?
It was over 2,000. So
it actually was a fairly good one compared. It
yeah.
could have been better, but
it could have been a lot better.
That's not bad.
But from what the election judge told me, this is the biggest turnout in recent memory.
And so what was, do you know off the top of your head, how close was the vote for the school bond?
It was in the 60s against, in the 30s for. So
about 50-50.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the
bond, probably more like 60-40.
60-40?
Yeah.
I'm going to say it was really close for the city bonds here in Burleson. They both passed, but it was
close.
It was
Very
really close. Yeah. I had someone send me the numbers when I was in Dallas on Sunday, because I was like, it was a thank you for putting a sign out on one of our properties. And I said, that's it? And you're not going to tell me who won? I'm like, did it pass? Because I can't vote in the city. So
yeah,
I went and voted for the state props 1 and 2.
Right.
I did my part to lower my taxes, my property taxes, of course. Where it's going to reappear, we don't know yet.
Exactly.
It's kind of a crapshoot. Let's see what happens.
That's exactly right.
So but the bond the city bonds looked very, very close from the numbers that were sent to me.
Yeah, that's what I
saw.
So
60-40. I'm going to say it was closer than that for the city.
Okay.
So what's the overall feel, in Joshua now that they didn't pass? I know that there were some pretty big concerns on this bond request, one of them being safety.
Yes.
Do you think that the school district is going to find money somewhere else to reallocate?
I hope so, for safety. I'm a career educator, and there is nothing. That's on my top of the list. I'm going to always advocate for safety of the students. Always. So yeah, we're going to, I think we need to look and make sure those safety issues are addressed immediately.
Now I know Burleson had a school board meeting last night. Did Joshua, was theirs this?
Theirs is next week.
Theirs is next week. Yeah. I couldn't remember if they ended up on the same,
they have
the same weeks or not.
But I know they, one time there was where some Joshua parents wanted to come to the Burleson, and the Burleson wanted to come to Joshua.
Okay.
They kind of aligned on the same night.
They were on the same night.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So,
okay.
So do you think, or what's your feel on what turnout will be for the next school board meeting? Do you think that people are going to really stay involved like they have been?
Of course, I can't answer that because I can't see the future, but I would definitely hope that they will. It's like, I think now that so many people have come to me and said, now we feel like our voices are being heard. And I said, well, then y'all need to keep talking.
Absolutely.
Y'all need to keep talking. So I'm hoping that there is a huge turnout, and I'm hoping that the momentum stays and these people stay involved, and because that's how things get done.
Now
when people are involved.
You had how many new board members were elected onto the school board for
just
Joshua?
one, just one new one.
Okay,
Yeah.
just one new one. And Bird?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so congratulations, Mr.
Yes.
Mr. Bird.
Yes.
I do not know him.
Okay.
So I have a lot of mutual friends with him, it looks like, on social media. So I'm kind of surprised that I don't know him, but I don't know him. So
Yeah.
congratulations.
Congratulations to him. Absolutely.
And so he'll step into his position starting next week, or
I'm not 100% sure when. I know that
when they're swearing him in.
Yeah, and it may be next week. It may be next month. I'm not 100% sure on that. So, but the votes will have to be canvassed and everything made official, next week. So.
And now, do you know how close that race was?
It was about 700 votes to 300 votes, or
wow,
400. I don't know. It was about three. Okay, let me rephrase. It was about
there
300
still, right? Or
yeah,
did
there
the
were
other one-
three
okay.
three people running for one seat. Yes, the incumbent and then two candidates. And there was about a 300 vote difference. So I can't remember the totals, but about a 300 vote difference.
Okay, so clearly,
approximately,
people wanted some change.
Yes, absolutely.
They wanted some change.
Yes.
So congratulations on that. I really do hope that people will stay involved. It's great to have passion before an election, but we have to use that energy now and stay moving forward with it.
Yep.
I know, Nona, you went to the Burleson School Board meeting last week.
Correct.
And there
Or,
weren't.
You mean?
I mean,
last night.
It probably seems like last week.
I'm still asleep. It's been a crazy week. My sister lost her mother-in-law.
Oh,
and
I'm
so the
sorry.
funeral was yesterday, and I think I'm still a little foggy brain because it's just, it's right after Mother's Day. We lost our mom in 2015, and I'm just big prayers for the Payne family, because this is the third loss in their family
I'm
in
so sorry.
in less than a year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
that's
And
not good.
a niece, and then my
brother.
brother-in-law's brother, and now his mom.
Oh gosh.
And
yeah.
so, she looked beautiful and peaceful,
did.
and her husband, I'm just heartbroken for her. 67 years together. I mean, when you think, just think about that.
give
She
me
was
chills.
13 when they met.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
And just, and I've heard a lot of the stories, over the years, and anyway, just Kay was she was a wonderful woman. She was a wonderful mom. And so, anyway, so big prayers to them. So I think I'm a little foggy brain because I don't know what's what. So, but anyway, so last night you went to the Burleson School Board meeting, and what did that look like? Was there any kind of, parent turnout involvement still?
Not unless so at the very they do it where you do have the speaker card, then they go into closed session, and then they come out of closed session, and then they do all of the other stuff. So I've been going because that when they hand you the packet, they give you the dates and they tell you to start coming, start taking notes. I mean,
you're talking about running for school board yourself, board trustee place one.
Since since we did get the ruling and there is going to be an election now, I started going. And so when I got there, I was like, it's kind of stupid for me to be there if no one's speaking. Well, of course, no one's speaking, but that was fine. I did get to, some of them did come up and talk to me today. Yesterday, it was a little
I'm
different.
messing you up now.
It was a little different atmosphere, and it was actually kind of great. I felt a little more wanted
Good.
than before.
Yeah.
So some of them did come up and say hello, introduce yourself. I do know some of them, but I don't know all of them. And one particular person did come up and she did introduce herself. I knew who she was. She knew, of course, who I was, but we'd never actually formally introduced ourselves. So that was great. When we first walked in, we got a hello, how are you? And that was good because she was right in the middle. This lady was right in the middle of a conversation and then stopped her conversation to say hello. So I just felt like it was a different vibe, and that was really good. And it made me feel a little better,
more comfortable.
Yes. Since the vibe before was kind of like all of us are not talking to each other and just standing away from each other. So
we're not talking to you.
Yes, exactly.
Not nice.
So no one did have a speaker card this time.
Were there other parents there?
Well, one, and he doesn't have any kids in the district. I know who he is, and he doesn't have kids in the district. Doesn't mean he can't be involved.
Right.
but it would I no, there was no others. It was just him, my husband, and I. And then once it started getting close to closed session wrapping up, um, they brought in the swim team and the band for BHS and the swim team at BHS. And they might be at both. The swim team might be both. Anyway.
And teacher of the year.
Yeah. And teacher of the year. I was getting to that.
Okay, sorry.
And so but
I mean, I wasn't there.
But all of them that did come in they all were there for getting recognition. Okay. And it was so the teacher of the year is Emerald Pittman. And that's such a beautiful name. And we were just sitting there chit-chatting, and she has 3 daughters and 1 son. All 3 daughters, and then the 1 son was at the very end. And so I had no idea what she was there for. I actually thought she was there for one of her kids getting recognized. And then they called her up and taught. I was like, oh my gosh. And she was just so humble about her reward. She was awarded. She was crying, and you could tell sweet. It really. And so I think
heart.
she had been in the district. Don't call me but I think it was 2 years, and she'd been teaching 10. I think that's about right.
And she's an elementary school teacher here, and we will have her on. You'll get to meet her because we are going to have her on. JoCo Vibes, so we can meet her, introduce her, and celebrate her too.
Yes,
that's the one thing I wish about the school board meetings is that
they were live.
They should be.
I really
live.
That's one thing.
It's not difficult to do.
I'm really going to look into, because I really feel like we should be live.
There's no reason.
Not to. We shouldn't be waiting a week or 2 weeks for something
it helps
pop up.
It helps parental involvement,
right?
It also helps teacher involvement.
Yes, absolutely.
Because your teachers get done working at school. This is their job. The last thing that they want to do is then come back up to a school board meeting,
right?
But if they can get home, or pick up their kids and start going through their day, and at least be tuning in or able to watch it live, celebrate their coworkers, and be a part of that. I think that's a huge thing. It's not just about having watchful eyes on the board of trustees and what's going on. It is about being able to celebrate the good things, celebrate the students.
I feel like if it would have been live and people could have commented or something, I mean, that would have been so cool for her to kind of feel that love at that time too. Like, go back and go, wow, that many people was looking. And I mean, I just feel like there should have. I mean, we should go to that. We shouldn't have a reason.
They did it during COVID, didn't they? Didn't they live stream them during COVID?
I don't know.
I know Joshua did, because they're not live streaming them now, and there's a lot of parents asking them to start live streaming again.
Ours doesn't even anymore.
It doesn't.
Like a couple of weeks later.
It doesn't cost a lot of money.
No.
We're live on the radio. We just happen to also use multi softwares that take us out to Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Did I say them all? So you can watch what we're doing in studio at the same time, but we're on the radio 24/7. We have live talk shows. We have music that we're spinning, Texas artists. And so I know how we're doing it and what it costs, what it costs the radio station to do these things. It's very cost effective.
Yeah.
Especially if they were just streaming. I mean, they're already streaming to YouTube. They're just not streaming live. It's very, very simple and cost effective to do. And we have a great technology department at BISD.
Oh, we do. Yeah. Wouldn't that be great for the kids to be able to learn?
Right.
To do that?
Yeah.
Well, we already have it.
Right.
They stream news.
Yeah.
They've got their own news station.
And I'm sure they would love to come do that.
We have a broadcasting department. These kids are already learning how to do this.
And to kind of piggyback back to,
it's a great idea, actually.
Yeah, it is to bring them involved. So they always do the recognition at the very beginning of open session,
right?
Which I understand, because when you have little elementary kids, again, you want to get home and start getting them ready for the next day. But it'd be nice if they got recognized, but now I need to go back home, but I can keep watching.
Yes,
because
from the couch or kitchen.
because it was funny because they called Brenda Mize, who is our financial person, up to talk about the financial stuff like she always does. And Jimerson goes, just hold on. This would be your time to escape if you don't want to sit through all this. Because like they were all the recognized kids and parents and teachers were going. And so it literally cleared out. And then all it was me, my husband, all the principals, and that one other gentleman.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, so everybody had left and didn't stay for any of the other stuff. But they always go over the finances and stuff. And I had talked to Brenda afterwards, and I've got to get in contact with her. I was like, I really would like to study that more. It was kind of small print and it was really fast. So, and she said, no problem. She's going to get it to me. And so it's just stuff I want to be more aware of what's going on. And shame on me for not being aware of it in the first place.
Yeah.
Well,
but that's also everybody.
Right.
If you're not familiar with, and she does a great job.
Brenda Mize is an absolute fabulous resource.
Yes. First of all,
and beyond that, she does a great job.
She does a great job.
Department.
I'm just saying, I don't think we as citizens or taxpayers really pay attention, and that's shame on us for not doing that and getting more involved and knowing what's going on.
That's
so
true. Yep.
Well, let's talk about the future of Joshua.
Okay.
Right.
Or let's talk about the future of even your pack. What now? What do you? Do you have other things that are in the works that you want to support? Or help to create positive change? I mean, where do you go now?
Yeah, we've already we've created a Facebook group, and it's got over 800 members already. We are going to turn that Facebook group into an actual nonprofit organization, like JISD Community Action, organization.
Awesome.
And anybody's invited. And it's gonna be run by Robert's Rules of Order, parliamentary procedure, everything by the book, officers and all that kind of stuff. And it's so that way people will take us more seriously, that we're not just a group on Facebook whining and complaining and sharing stuff. It's gonna be
sometimes the word PAC, or it's not a word, the acronym PAC scares people off.
Yes, it does. Because it's political.
Yeah, it is political.
And you asked me what we were going to do. I haven't decided yet. I know we do have another report period coming up, so I've got to, we've got to hang until the report period with the Texas Ethics Commission comes up, and we'll file our reports, and then we've got to decide whether or not we're going to dissolve it or not. So, or change it, going forward. So that's yet to be seen. We're still kind of working on that. We'll get those last reports in and then kind of ask everybody what they want to do. But we have already decided that we are going to have an organization, an official organization, and just out there to make change, and to listen to everybody and make this change, because so many people in the community feel like they have been unheard, ignored. They say problems have been swept under the rug. There's been, they say that they've been retaliated against. Now, this is just people talking, but, I keep hearing story after story after story, and people are just upset. So, we just want to make
I really hate to hear the retaliation stuff, and we're seeing it all over on these local elections.
Right.
It's already happening to Nona. People make up their own stories and ideas about candidates, and she's a victim. I'm gonna talk about you for a minute.
Okay.
Nona.
Okay.
Because one, I'm really proud of you. It takes a lot of courage to one, put your hat in the ring to run for a political, although I look at the school board.
It's not supposed to be political.
It's not
but
supposed
it
to
is.
be political, but
it is. Yeah.
When you're elected into these positions, it becomes political.
Right.
But it's truly about service. And so I think that there's things that I'm already seeing on social media that I want to clear up for you. Can I do that?
Sure.
Okay. She is still a licensed educator.
Yes.
She's been a licensed educator for 20 years. She taught in the Burleson School District for 16 of those years.
Correct.
She was not fired from the school district.
Nope.
She did not leave the school district because her son was being bullied.
Nope. And he didn't leave because he was being bullied.
Right. There were some things that weren't being addressed for him individually that just wasn't working. Just like we've seen other people take their kids out of the schools that they were in, whether they were in BISD or they had them in one of the private Christian schools in town. You've seen a lot of parents take their kids during the pandemic, especially, and that's when you guys, kind of jumped ship into homeschooling, and so you're still.
And it has been a challenge. Actually, I'm the educator for my son, so I may be not getting paid to be an educator right now, but I am still an educator.
Yes, you
so,
are. And
I do have grandchildren in the school district, and that our oldest and his wife are concerned about some things happening. So, and there is concern.
And you were in the dyslexia program too. I mean, there is, and you have a dyslexic child.
Yes.
And so there's so much to it that where you've experienced issues when you were teaching that one, you can contribute positively to a board to say, look, these are some things I experienced. One, as a teacher, these are things that I'm hearing from parents and from students or former students
or teachers,
or current teachers that I want to help.
We need to fix it. Yeah.
Right. And I'm speaking for you. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Because sometimes it's better. And then it came out of my mouth, not Nona's, and you can attack me and not Nona.
I'm also I'm also saying yes or no or so I mean I am,
you are born and raised here.
Yes.
This is your home area, this is your home state, and so I just want to clear up some of those things.
Right.
Didn't leave on what you would say a perfectly wonderful happy moment when you left the school district. You did have some challenges.
I was frustrated with some things that were going on, but that wasn't my reason for leaving. My reason for leaving was my grandmother's illness, and I'm glad I did. I had 2 more beautiful years that I got to take her to the doctor. I got to be with her, and those are memories I'll never get back, and I will never change that. Yes, I was not happy with the department going on. Neither was a bunch of people, and there was people that left.
But
so that happens all the time.
That to me is a positive thing.
Yeah.
When you leave a school district and you're an educator as well, Georgia. So I mean, you guys have experienced things that I can't say I've ever experienced because I've never been an educator, and dear God, I don't have the patience for it. Okay. My husband's talking about taking our youngest out next year and going to some sort of homeschooling, and I'm already having heart palpitations over it going, who's teaching him? And I'm like pointing at Nona. I'm like, Nona, are you teaching my kid? Because she does have the patience for it. She really, really does. I see it with her son where I'm like in the background and I'm listening to them on the phone and I'm like losing my mind. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, you need to just, so I don't have the patience. It's truly a gift. And
thank you.
I mean, I serve in other ways. That's just not my thing.
Then that's fine.
And I'm sorry. I believe in spanking, and I'd want to spank other people's children. And that's
have more patience for other kids.
Me too.
Other
I don't know.
People's children than I do my own.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
Either way, it's just not my bag, baby. I'm not meant to be a teacher. I never was, and therefore
but
I'm not.
I've always said, and it was funny because I didn't realize actually what kind of rut I had experienced that year, and until I left. But I'm so glad I did. And I've always said, because every one of us as teachers have experienced the negative teacher.
Oh gosh.
And I'm like, if you're not happy with what you're doing, you
leave.
need to and so hey, I wasn't happy at the situation.
So you left.
I left, and at that time, I didn't realize I would.
Look, can I just say this really quick?
But it was good
for anybody who takes issue or wants to make an issue out of something that doesn't exist because she left the school district. I want to remind you that on the current Burleson Independent School District Board of Trustees, there are only 2 former educators
right
on that entire board right now.
Mm-hmm.
None of the other people have ever been educators.
See, and that's hard when you've never even been in the education world to even know how it works, because it is different.
Right. Okay. We got less than a minute, and I don't want to leave without giving everybody the word of the week to focus on.
Okay, good.
All right. The word of this week is honesty. Dear children, let us not love with words or speech, but actions and in truth. 1 John 3:18. By the way, these are not out of order. I go in order every week. So I absolutely love this.
I know, right?
The focus tip. Is there a hard conversation you need to have? This is the week to do just that. God loves you and he loves the truth. Be bold. Ask God to be with you and be honest.
I love it.
Be honest.
Yeah, I'm pretty bold. I'm pretty bold.
And
so
I like bold. I like honesty. Be real. Keep it real. Georgia,
Me
thank
too.
you for all that you
that's
did.
what probably gets me in trouble.
I know,
sometimes.
me too. It gets me in a lot of trouble.
Hey,
that's probably what's getting me in trouble now.
Hey, Jesus was loud and bold too. People.
That's right.
And look what he did. God bless, guys. Have an amazing day. We'll be back tomorrow morning.
Thank you.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County, JoCo Community Radio.
If you're trying to quit drinking or doing too many drugs, listen to me. You don't know me and we'll never meet. I had a problem like you once. I drank and used to party a little too much till it got out of control and almost ruined my life. I realized I needed help to fix my problem before it totally destroyed me. If you tried to fix your drinking and drug problem and you know you can't do it alone, you need to call the National Treatment Advisors. They'll immerse you